Alright, we're going to try to get through this video as best we can. It's just going to be what it is, because just surrounded by a bunch of animals. Okay, so 3 roosters right behind me, and they want to be out here with me, and you know, they like to follow me around, be a part of the action. So I might have to make this an outtake at the end or something. Oh goodness. So before oh goodness, they're just relentless. I even fed them, threw some food out there for them too, thinking that would keep them busy, but they can see me and hear me over here. They just want to be over here. You can see them over there pacing back and forth. Let us out, let us out. And there's a big old spider web on my microphone. 'Tis the season, October. Okay. All 3 of them at the same time. That's nice. It's a chorus of roosters. Alright, we got to get through this. Before we start off this, oh here, they've got me thrown off. Welcome to T4 Adventures. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and consider doing so. If you already are, you're one of my subscribers and one of my viewers, I appreciate you coming back and checking out my latest content. So let me just tell you what we got up in store for today's episode. We got a lot of rooster crowing. And donkeys will probably start honking here pretty soon. We are going to be looking at upgrading our bighorn tires that our unit came with up to some Sedona Trail Saw, and these are 30-inch. So we'll get into that. That's what we're going to be getting into today. So before we get into that, I do want to let you know that I'm going to leave a an email up on the screens. It's called Go Fund My Roosters for extra food, so they'll be quiet while I'm videoing. Just kidding. Okay. Man, we're gonna get through this, really. It's gonna take a lot of editing effort to get through this video with all the distractions. I'm going to leave an email on the screen here, and what that is for you guys, if you want to, if you have an off-road machine of any kind, a Jeep, even if it's your day-to-day transportation truck that you take on trails, a four-wheeler, a dirt bike, what else, tricycle, whatever it is you ride off-road. If you want to send in your pictures of you and with your machine, or just your machine, whatever, like he says, just email it to us, and we'll post those on a future video. With that being said, let's welcome Chris. So he is sending us some pictures from Cape, oh man, I forgot the name of it now. It's in North Carolina. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Man, he's sending some gorgeous pictures, and he happens to have the same machine as I do. I don't know what year his is, but it's a good looking machine, and it looks really good out here on the beach right next to the ocean. I love it. So please send those pictures in. We'll post it in on a future video. So today, oh, I forgot. I don't know why I do this, but so Lee Boy Hardick, I don't know if y'all see my very first video on this channel. He likes to get involved every so often, and he wanted to start off this video. So, you know, he's a nice guy, but he's just an idiot. But all right, let's check him out.
It's the one-man drinking plan, Leroy Hardick. Lee Boy, Mr. Hardick, can you give us some prediction on the game today? I'm just here so I don't lose my 2023 Kawasaki Teyrex.
Speaking of Kawasaki Teyrex, I've noticed you switched your old tires to new ones for 30-inch tires.
Oh,
What's your reasoning on that?
Yeah. So like the old tires, they weren't really old, but like the old tires, they were like small, and the new ones, they're like bigger. And my girlfriend, she told me like bigger is better. And well, she's not like my girlfriend anymore. But wait, what was the question?
That's great, Lee boy. Thank you. Yeah, I think we could have done without all that. I mean, the information about why we went from old tires to new, I mean, that's just. All right, so why did I go to 30-inch tires over my stock tires, which there's nothing wrong with? I mean, they don't even have 200 miles on them, I don't think. And you notice the back ones, if you're a Kawasaki Teyrex owner or if you've seen my videos and you kind of notice the tires, the back ones are a little wider than the front. Let me grab the front. So you see they're quite a bit wider than the front ones. I'm good. I'm totally good with that. That's not my issue. The only thing is the front end kind of reminds me of my Ram. It's 2 inches lower in the front than it is in the rear. And I get that if you're putting a load on it, it kind of levels things out. But I'm not going to be hauling stuff with this thing. I want ground clearance, right? And I could put a lift kit on this thing, and I really considered doing that, but I really like parking this thing in the garage. And just with these trail saws, 30 inches, I'm barely clearing the garage entrance right here. So it's barely getting in there. Also, I have to consider my toy hauler RV.
Come out.
I mean, I do pull doubles. I'll pull my RV, and then I have my utility trailer that I can pull behind it. But there's times where I don't really need the utility trailer. I'm going in, parking my RV, and then I can unload out. If I can do that, that's what I'll do. Saves me more fuel and more headaches, so I don't have to. That way I don't have to pull doubles. So the reason I went with these 30-inch tires is, and before I tell you, I think this vehicle could probably support 32-inch tires. When you start getting to 32-inch, I don't know if we're just going to start having clutch issues, you know, and power distribution issues or whatever. But I'm pretty confident in the 30-inch tires we're not going to have to do any other, you know, powertrain upgrades or anything like that. If you did on yours, I mean, that's great. You know, you can comment below if you've ran into any issues running 30s on your machine. I've just put these on. They haven't been on very long, and I haven't done maybe not even 10 miles with these things just yet. So why did I go to the 30s? Man, we're going to get right back to that because I keep dancing around that subject. Or not answering, kind of like right now. Okay. So the places that I've been, some of the adventures that I've been on so far, I did the Colorado thing. We had to go out on this 50-inch trail with our 60-inch machine to go look for two of our own people lost on my KTM dirt bikes. That trail was pretty treacherous, man. There was some pretty good sizable rocks, elevation changes, really meant for you know, a good size quad, a four-wheel drive. And dirt bikes, I'm not even sure if some dirt bikes can really get up and down some of these trails. They went down it, but I don't think they were coming back up. Anyway, so I found myself just barely bottoming out, and especially on that front end. And another place that's close to home, Bridgeport OHV Park, I mean, that's not even an hour from my house. That's probably going to be a place where I go to ride a lot. And I went through this old dried up, I don't know, they call it a riverbed, but man, it looks like a boulder bed. if you saw that one. If you didn't, check that video out, man. That little riverbed is gnarly. And then you get to see that huge, giant four-wheel steering Jeep thing that was out there. That was pretty cool. Old Tigger and Rotten. Met some cool people out there on that adventure. So anyway, I was bottoming out quite a bit on that front end. The back end seemed to be just fine. I just needed another inch or two. Kind of like Lee Boy. He might have been able to keep his girlfriend if he just had another inch or two. Oh, that was bad. He deserves it, though. What an idiot. So I thought, well, maybe I could do a 2-inch lift on the front. I'm like, you know what? I've heard a lot of good things about the Sedona Trail Saw, and they're pretty decently priced. And from what I gather, you can get around 7,000 miles of life out of these things. That's pretty good for a side-by-side. I really like the looks of these tires, and it really did lift the vehicle probably 1.5 to 2 inches. And I think that's going to really help me in some of those gnarly rock snelling areas. I plan on getting into some more trails like that in Colorado and New Mexico in the future, and I want just a little bit more clearance. I don't want something jacked up 6, 8 inches. I don't want that. A lot of people like that, then more power to you. If you like your machine like that, that's great. There is some really good benefits to having your machine like that if you're into mud bogging. I'm not so much into the mud bogging thing. I'm more of an explorer, going down trails and just seeing scenery, and I do like to do a little bit of hill climbing, and I do like to maneuver, through some gnarly areas, rocky sections and things like that. As far as wading waist deep in the mud water, I'm just not into that myself. I mean, it's cool to watch, but you'll probably hardly ever see me do it. I'll go through some, but not just for the pleasure of it. Anyway, so another good aspect of these tires is the tread on it. So they're not overly aggressive like sand paddles, where you got a space of just tire and then you got a lug, about every 4 to 6 inches. There's going to be times where I got to go on pavement to get to the next trail with this thing. And man, tires like that would really wear you out quick. I would think you might have to go faster to ride up on top of the lugs instead of doing it clunk, 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 clunk. These treads, you're not going to do that. You're going to be able to ride. They're close enough. They're wide enough to separate through the dirt, mud, water, and all that. And they're tacky, grippy enough that you're going to be able to maneuver rocks. And they're narrow enough where you're not going to get a hellacious ride going down some pavement for a little bit. So I haven't really got to test these out. I just test this out. You'll see some little snippets of videos just around the property here, going up some rocks close to my driveway there where the water, pond excess water flows underneath. And then just some close-ups of the tires, just rolling on 30s. So my previous video, I like to do in my videos, I like to do a preview at the end of my video of the next video. And the previous video that gives a preview of this video, man, I hope you caught up. Did you catch up with that? So at the very end, it's supposed to say you saw the quad or the UTV. It was sitting up on blocks, basically, no wheels or tires. And it was supposed to say rolling on 30s, and it just said rolly. I'm like, I didn't really realize that until after I already uploaded the video, and I saw it. I'm like, man, I really don't want to redo everything just because of that. Oh well. So that's the explanation for that. There was one other thing that I wanted to tell you about. Oh yes, this is pretty important. If you are doing this machine, Kawasaki Teyrex, and you're going to upgrade, what were those old ones, 27s? 27 inches up to 30 inch. There's a couple things you got to keep in mind. Remember that rear tire is wider. than the front one. These new tires, okay, so the stock tires, the back one is a, where is it at? Sorry, this video is running a little longer than I had expected. So these are Maxxis Bighorn 2.0s. They're 27 by 11 R14. So they're a little bit wider than the front. The front ones are 27 by 9 R14. Okay, so the new tires, all four of them are the exact same size. They are 30 by 10 by 14. The old tires weren't 10 inches wide. One was 9, one was 11. So how can these work? They work. They work. So here's what I did. I didn't buy these tires online. I looked on Marketplace, Facebook, and I found a guy. It was kind of shady at first. I was like, I don't really know if this deal is going to go down. It ended up being like downtown Fort Worth at a trucking yard facility. And he just had these in an old trailer. I guess he buys them lots at a time and gets good discounts. And then he sells them. He sells a lot of them to side-by-side people. So anyway, I paid $600 flat for all four of these. They are 30 by 10 by 14. So what I did, I just took the old rims and tires off, threw them in the bed of the truck. The new tires were already in the bed of the truck. I took it down to my local discount tire. They did everything. They took the old tires off the wheels, put the new tires on the wheels, and threw everything back in the truck. So I'm keeping the old tires as backups, and it was like $80 a discount tire for them to do all that. It took, I mean, maybe an hour to do it all. So that's what I did. And even though this is a 10-inch wide tire on 11-inch wide, rim, as long as you get the tire, the bead sealed, right, and you don't go too far under the pressure, tire pressures that the tire says you need. So I'm running 10 psi in all four tires. If I'm in a situation where I'm doing a lot of snelling on some rocks and things, if I'm not getting the traction I think I need, I might drop these down to 6 or 7 pounds. I really don't want to go anything under that. I'm afraid if I do any little too much bend in that wall of the tire because of a rock or something, I might pop that bead off. And there's no way I'm going to be able to get that bead back on myself unless I'm carrying some kind of one of those air tanks and or some WD-40 and a lighter. I'm not going to do that. But so you just got to be mindful and careful of that. And you really don't want to go over what it says for the PSI for these tires. You just really don't want to do that. These tires are really meant to be what it's rated for, 10 PSI. So that all around you're going to get the good ride, proper traction. Your tire's not going to slip off the rim. So I think you could probably go down to 6 or 7 PSI. You could probably go up to 12 to 14 PSI. I mean, I don't know why you would want to do that. If you're straight riding on streets, you don't want to do that all the time. All right, I've taken enough of your time. Thanks for tuning in. So it is possible for 30-inch, 10-inch, by 14-inch to go on your Kawasaki Teyrex without buying new rims and all that. I did contemplate new rims. These rims are fine. I like them. So what's next for T4 Adventures? Well, I got a big box shipped to me, and it's a large box, and it is a windshield for Turquoise Rex. So that is the name of my machine. Alright, so please give me a like, comment if you want, let me know if you run 30s on your machine, if you run into any kind of problems or issues, and like I said at the beginning of the video, go ahead and send me your pictures. let's take a look at what you got, where you're at, how much fun you're having. You don't have to be, you know, just your machine. It could be you and your machine, your whole family, maybe your dog, I don't know. All right, y'all have a good day.